Morning. I'm hoping today's video is going to be quite tranquil, so let's get on with those titles. Well, hopefully you can see behind me, I've got the River Trent, and to be honest, I couldn't really resist coming down here today because for the last couple of weeks, and this is an area where I walk, I would say daily, and for the last few weeks, probably a month, it's been very noticeable that there's tons and tons of sedge warblers down here. Now, if you see behind me, you've got this new nettle growth, and that's mainly the whole banking. There are breaks from it, but along here it's basically nettles. And you've got the old growth, and at the minute the old growth is much higher than the new growth of nettles. And what I've noticed coming down here is you'll get these sedge warblers coming to the top of these old dead nettles and staking a claim to their territory. So more or less every sort of 30 metres you've got a different sedge warbler staking its claim to a territory, and what they'll tend to do is come up these stems and sing away, and hopefully that's what I'm going to try and capture this morning. I'm going to try and capture not only some images but also hopefully some film, and I've also bought my sound recorder to see if I can record the sound as well. So that's the plan for this morning. Whatever, it should be an interesting couple of hours. The weather at the minute, there's a little bit of a breeze blowing, but that is due to ease up, and I'm hoping that will blow away any potential showers we've got initially, and then it should brighten up into a really nice morning. So that's the plan anyway. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to see if I can find a place to set up, and then I'll explain a little bit more to you. So yeah, I'll catch you in a minute. Right, so where have I set up? Well, as I said, these riverbanks here are mainly just nettles, but what they do have, because this is a big fishing area, is there's a fishing club own this section here, and what you've then got is you've got these inlets down to the river, so where they fish. This is quite a popular section here, so it's normally really well trodden down and maintained. However, because it's not fishing season, and that ended in March sometime, and it doesn't start till June, these have become quite overgrown, so it does look like I'm in the middle of the nettles, but I'm not. There's a clear path down. The nettles are here, but they're not quite as high. Because what I didn't want to do is just tramp my way through the nettles. You don't know whether there's nests or anything there. So by using these, I know, they're not really high enough for a nest or anything. They're only about a foot, 18 inches tall, the new nettles, and there's nothing old like these in between them. So yeah, it just makes it a lot easier and a lot less destructive to come down into this section. I'm actually, I think, in the middle of a sedge warbler's territory here, because he keeps coming from one side to the other. I was watching him from the bank and he was doing the exact same thing, so I'm not particularly disturbing him, I don't think. I think once I'm quiet and I'm still, he'll be even more comfortable. So that's the plan. I'm going to try and shoot some stills initially with the camera handheld. Then I'm going to try and film, and I've bought a monopod with me today. It's one I've had for a while and not really used, but I thought just with all this vegetation it'd be quite a lot easier to use this than trying to position 3 tripod legs. So I'm going to give it a go and see if that's okay to stabilise the camera for recording some footage. I've also put the sound recorder out. I don't know whether you can hear on this microphone here, but because as you all know, I live quite close to the A1. The wind direction's not too bad today, but I can still hear it pretty badly because I think it curls round that way and I'm getting the sound from there. So I'm hoping that by recording on the sound recorder down in the nettles, then that will prevent that from causing too much disturbance on the audio. But you'll have to see what you think when the video goes up. But that's the plan anyway. So all I'm going to do now is just stay here quiet, probably stay in this same position without moving much for a couple of hours, and hopefully that Sedge Warbler will come to me, and yeah, we'll get some stills and some footage. So I'll catch you in a bit. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed it down here this morning. I don't know, I think because I've not had to travel anywhere, I've just more or less walked out my back door and walked about half a mile to get into this position, and to just do some lovely bird photography with just staying in one position really. And yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a little bit like a cat and mouse game, because yeah, this Sedge Warbler's been up and down these stems, and it's a case of, as well with the wind blowing a little bit, it's trying to get a clear shot and trying to get all your settings right, because there's a bit of movement on the reeds and on the nettle stems and stuff, so that's been quite a challenge. And as I say, it's been up and down the stems and moving around from one side to another, so I've been trying to move around quite quietly and you know, not cause any disturbance, because what tends to happen then is he drops down back into the nettles. But yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic. I really enjoyed myself. I can highly recommend it if you live anywhere near any sort of river. You will get stuff on those bankings, and yeah, if you can get into a nice position like I have today, then yeah, it's a really nice couple of hours photography, especially at this time of year. Yeah, today for a couple of hours, you know, I've not had to travel anywhere. It's been extremely relaxed. And yeah, it's just been a beautiful couple of hours photography, so I can highly recommend it if you live near any sort of body of water. Then yeah, get out there and give it a go. Right, I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. If you have, think about subscribing to the channel over here. And if you really do like small bird photography, then maybe take a look at this video up here. I'll see you next time for another one.